Good morning, everyone. Elaine Lowe and Ed Carson here, live at Investors Business Daily in Los Angeles. Today, we're checking in on Tesla, Broadcom, and Merck. But first, let's take a look at those indexes. After the last 2 days of rallying, we have the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all trading a little lower today. The Dow and S&P 500 both down about 0.6%, and the NASDAQ down about 0.75 so far today.
Yeah, I mean, we started off strong, or at least with a solid open, then we quickly paired gains, basically at session lows. I mean, we've had really a couple of really good days. I mean, Wednesday's big rally and Thursday's intraday recovery. It wouldn't be that surprising to see a down day. Obviously, we've got a volatile market and you don't go up every day. And we're in a rally attempt. You want to see if that can really gain momentum. So obviously, it'd be nice to close higher today. But it's in the coming days and weeks to see if this is really going forward or if we're going to, hit a new low once again. So, it's just wait and see for right now.
It's definitely been a rowdy week or two. All right, let's move on to Tesla, which has named 2 new directors, Oracle chairman and founder Larry Ellison and Walgreens HR chief Kathleen Wilson-Thompson, in order to comply with an SEC settlement to add 2 independent directors.
Yeah, I mean, Ellison says he's a big Tesla shareholder. He said that before, and he's defended CEO Elon Musk in the past. So this is the kind of independent director Elon Musk tends to like. But it is actually, they finally named a couple of people that aren't family members that probably people can really remember. So that'll be a positive, perhaps, to provide some kind of oversight for Musk.
And the stock bouncing off of that 200-day, or retaking its 200-day this week, trying to still climb back above that 50-day right now.
Yeah, I mean, it tried to break out earlier this month. It was, but it was doing in the middle of that stock market correction. Just really hard to do. It's fallen apart, sort of, and it's going to have to repair itself. But it's obviously had a pretty good fourth quarter. I mean, the stock, really bottomed out, with all the funding secured issues. So it's come back. But it's still very volatile. It's the subject of this week's New America. So talking about how the prospects for the Model 3 in the coming year. And so that's definitely something people should be taking a look at.
Okay, and let's take a look now at Broadcom. This chip maker bouncing off of its 50-day moving average this week, trading well above both of those moving averages right now. It's in a year-long consolidation with a 261.69 handle buy point.
Yeah, this stock has had a wild ride. I mean, it had a Qualcomm takeover bid sort of thwarted, then it bought CA Technologies, and investors didn't like that originally. But the stock has really had some, really reacted well to the last couple of earnings reports. The relative strength line, that's the blue line down there, that's moved up to about 52-week highs, so that's positive. It's moving toward a buy point. This is definitely one of those that you want to be keeping an eye on, to be ready if and when the market has a follow-through day and shows real momentum.
And remind us what a follow-through day is again?
Follow-through day is like several days into a rally, you have a really big gain, the bigger the better, on one or more of the major indexes in higher volume the day before. Again, higher volume the better. And that's sort of a sign of confirmation that the big institutions saying, you know what, the rally's going and I want to put some money down, some real money down. And so that's what you want to see. You don't want to see just a sort of a petering rally going up.
And you generally want to be moving where the big money is moving.
You want to be moving with the big money, and they're usually right, and if they're not right, they're bigger than you. And so that might make right to a certain extent.
All right, then. Lastly, let's take a look at Merck. That would be the year's best performer on the Dow so far, up over 34% this year.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like clearly the best Dow performer. It's nearly double the next best, and the next few are like Nike, Microsoft, and Pfizer, another Dow drug stock. Merck has just done really well in the second half of this year. It retook its 50-day line yesterday. It's moving back up. It doesn't have a buy point right now, but it could be consolidating, for a while here. It's not the fastest growing stock. I mean, it's like, this is single-digit gains and the kind of things, but some of those have been really strong performance, and it does have 14 quarters of improving return on equity. That's a good sign. I think a lot, for investors. It has a decent dividend yield, especially given how the stock has risen this year. So it's definitely one to be watching going forward into 2019.
Okay, then. For more on all of those names and more, make sure you're reading investors.com and checking back in on the indexes. We have them pairing some of those earlier losses. The Dow and S&P 500 now both down about 1/3%, and the NASDAQ down about 0.5% so far today. All right, make sure you're subscribed to all of our social platforms. That's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And in the upcoming weeks, Alyssa Coram and Ken Shreve will be hosting an AMA and Ask Me Anything on YouTube, so make sure you have your trading questions ready for them. And as always, we can be found in our StockTwits chat room at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern every day. All right, thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll catch you on Monday.